If you're a goaltender, tend the goal is easy. It rolls off the tongue. What do we say for this one? If you're a defender, defend? What is it? Oh, it's just the best day of the week. It's time for another edition of Steve's Dangets, where we take a look at the biggest dangets from around the NHL over the past week. A danget could be a blooper. It could be someone falling over. It could be something unexplainable. It could be something in this video. There were a lot this week, so let's get right to it. People think that only scrubs commit dangets. No. Everyone was getting in on it this week. Here's former Hart winner Nikita Kucherov.
He had no intention of shooting at the net there. I think it just was a little bit airborne and just barely cleared Killorn's stick blade.
And this one, a little errant pass, ends up with Connor, short-handed in, he scores! Kucherov blew a tire on the puck that was loose. Connor walked into it and makes no mistake. Short-handed goal, and it's 5-3 Jets.
Yeah, this guy's got some serious moves, and really unfortunate for the Lightning. The pass back from Victor Hedman, who does it all the time, to Kucherov, and yeah, Kucherov just blew a tire. And so it's a free chance. Watch this cutback move. I mean, you can't do it any better than that. Vasilevsky is on a full-on splits. Watch where Vasi ends up. He's trying to cover both posts, but Kyle Connor sold the move across the front of the net.
Ah, a classic! Winnipeg Jets are up 1 goal on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Now, if you're the Winnipeg Jets, that's scary because the Lightning have a power play, and if you're the Lightning, you're perfectly calm because you're the Tampa Bay Lightning and you have a power play. You're about to tie it! But maybe there's something about the ice in Winnipeg that makes it extra slippery, and Kucherov just yard sails. Kyle Connor takes it in, and despite the fact that Andrei Vasilevsky, can he do the splits past 180 degrees? Like, he's just flat to the earth. It's ridiculous. Anyway, it wasn't enough. Kyle Connor buries it, and for Nikita Kucherov, that's a dang it. Number 1 dang it. For our next dang it, you know how we notice trends? Like, one of the first trends I ever noticed in dang it's videos is what led to, if you're a goaltender, tend the goal. Because it became like a weekly thing. We would talk about at least one goalie leaving their net thinking they're helping and they're super not. And then they give up a goal. You know what's been going up league-wide? Cup checks. Yeah, cup checks, also known as cowbelling. Here's Rasmus Ristolainen, accidentally, I'm gonna say, doing it to his former captain in Jack Eichel.
Theodore into the corner, and now Pacioretty after trying to center, block. Final seconds, they send it in front. Hart, one more save, and he hangs on as the horn sounds. It is a Hart stopper. Carter Hart, nearly 50 saves to frustrate Eichel, and the Golden Knights 2-1 your final. The Flyers with back-to-back wins.
Yeah, that's a double dang it. The Vegas Golden Knights trying to tie the thing up with just seconds to go in the game, and they're real close to doing it. Jack Eichel battling in front with his former teammate in Rasmus Ristolainen, and oh boy. Sometimes they just get you. You could tell Jack felt it right away, and you could tell Ristolainen knew what happened right away. I don't think he meant to do it. I also don't think it made Jack feel any better. The morning that I'm shooting this, Rasmus Ristolainen signed a big money deal with the Philadelphia Flyers, and I think his first purchase with that new deal should be dinner for Jack Eichel, or at very least a gift card, or at very least, you know, a bag of frozen peas. That's a dang it. Speaking of trends, I noticed this is another OG one for Steve's Dangets. Aaron Ekblad asked for a trade to the New Jersey Devils. What it actually says is Aaron Ekblad scores on his own net twice.
Long shot, routine save, Bobrovsky. Back to Dumoulin, they'll move it point to point. Pedersen for Rust. Into the circle, looking in front, score! Brian Rust! Pens get a bounce there, they're on the board, it's 2-1.
That's what you need. Exactly what the Penguins needed, a quick one here to start the second period. Brian Rust was able to move it back to the point, and those good passing stick to tape, and then it goes off the stick of Ekblad as Aston Reese is posted up in front. Rust is looking for Zach Aston Reese, and Ekblad got his stick in there and deflected it behind his own netminder.
1 goal to cut this Florida lead in half, all the way over. Crosby scores! Sidney Crosby! And there is that 1 goal with the extra attacker on. It's a 1-goal game in Pittsburgh.
Well, Ekblad put another puck in his net.
Not the best. All right, we need one for this. If you're a goaltender, 10 the goal is easy. It rolls off the tongue. What do we say for this one? If you're a defender, defend? Feels like we're not even asking him to do that much. We're just asking him to stop scoring against his own team. Aaron Ekblad with not 1 but 2 goals against his own team. He led his team in goals that night. As captain, shows leadership. And unfortunately, it turned what should have been a dominant Florida Panthers win over a really good Pittsburgh Penguins team. This should have been a 4-1 win. It ended up being 4-3. But if you really think about it, the Panthers had 6 goals to the Penguins 1. Think about it, you got there. Another case of the double dang it. For our next dang it, the Battle of Alberta. It's quite heated. Heated between the players, heated between the fans, and when something doesn't go your way in the middle of a heated rivalry, who is the first person that you blame? That's right, the refs! It's the refs' fault! How much is the other team paying you, ref? Send this video to a friend of yours who blames the ref for everything. But you just know, in this heated Battle of Alberta, there were some Flames fans ready to go at the refs. And sure enough, here's one picking up a secondary assist.
Puck around the boards to Coleman. Intercepted by Nurse, fired right back in again. Off the skate of the referee, played in front, they score! A bounce off the referee's skate, and Devin Shore able to take advantage and cut the Calgary lead to 1.
And Jacob Markstrom's mad at the referee, but that puck is in play. A puck can hit the official and go to the scoring team, and that puck is still alive. The only way that doesn't count is if that puck goes off the official and into the net. But it can go off the official and it's still alive. That play's still going. And Shore with a fortuitous bounce. Nice rebound off the Derek Ryan chance, but I understand Markstrom's angry, but you know what? That play, once it hits the official, and if it does not go in the net, that puck is still alive.
This is a bad one, too. A fluky one, but a bad one. The Flames are up 2 a few minutes into the third period. They got good control of the game, and all of a sudden, the Oilers are within 1. Can't complain because refs are part of the play. This rarely happens, but when it does, it's a dang it. For our next dang it, I gotta say I'm surprised because producer Drew titled this clip, Brock Besser gives the puck to the best goal scorer in hockey. And I opened it up going, oh, did the Canucks play the Capitals recently? And imagine my surprise to see that it's actually a clip of the Vancouver Canucks in Toronto to take on the Leafs. We're gonna ignore the fact that the Vancouver Canucks actually won that game. Anyway, here's a clip of Brock Besser giving the puck to Michael Bunting. Oh, you meant Austin Matthews. Okay, show that.
There's a goal and an assist on the night. Trying to tie up Quinn Hughes. Besser trying to skeet away from traffic, gave it away. Austin Matthews has tied the game and has tied Leon Draisaitl.
I can't begin to tell you how difficult a shot this is mechanically for Austin Matthews, and he makes it look easy. He's shooting across his body. It's a surprise play. As you saw the look of Besser, he thought he could get an outlet to one of his teammates. Instead, it goes too far. But for Matthews, he's starting to go backwards towards the boards and has to just do a quick adjustment, and he gets everything on it. And it's not so much just how much impact you can have on that shot, it's the positioning.
Dude, that's... Okay, it's a dang it. It's definitely a dang it. It's a very bad giveaway from Brock Besser to a very, you shouldn't give it away to player. But look at how Matthews scores this. He's like on his back foot going backwards and he just roots it. Everything is effortless with this guy and Besser. It's a good thing it didn't cost his team the game because that was a dang it. For our next dang it, producer Drew on a heater. I would love to take credit for this joke, but he's... It's Robin Lehner with a dang it against the Sens, and you'll see. But Drew said this is Lehner getting caught in an NHL 22 animation, and now I can't unsee it.
And a lot of this on the outside so far. Now in front, Tkachuk and a save score! It trickled through Lehner. Tkachuk had the original shot on net. Looked like Lehner had it, but it rolled in, and it's a power play goal to tie it.
Golden Knights were doing a good job keeping everything on the outside, not allowing the Senators anything, and then they make a great little play rolling down to the goal line. Quick pass, White to Tkachuk. And you can see how Lehner thought he made the save. And Brady Tkachuk finds a way to get that through as that just rolled. I think Lehner went to cover it and actually knocked it between his legs. There's the save. The puck comes down, and you can see as he goes to cover the puck, it absolutely...
Actually knocks it back between his legs.
Yeah, he's right. Everyone watching this who's ever played that game has had this happen to them. Whether it's a CPU or a human goalie, you've had this happen to you. And Robin Lehner is the ultimate human goalie by being a human goalie. But whomst among us has not been in a situation where we thought we had it and then it turns out we didn't? I get it, Robin. No hate. But that's a dang it. Now, for our next dang it, I think we need to have a discussion. I think we need to have a discussion about Brendan Gallagher. And I think we need to have a discussion about this play in particular. I'll show you.
Opportunity to get a 2-goal cushion. Too many men, or an interference on Gallagher right in front of the Oiler bench.
That's going to be a penalty on him. And he chops the stick out of Derek Ryan's hands. And that's what he does. He's just trying to open up some space and... Watch this. Oh, it's actually off the bench. I thought it was Derek Ryan's stick. It was Derek Ryan that picked it up. He slapped it away. But it was off the bench of the Oilers, and I think he's arguing, listen, you can't have your stick over the boards like that onto the play. I kind of agree with Brendan Gallagher here. You're going to have your stick over the boards on the ice. I mean, it's in play. Get it out of there.
Why? Like, let's talk about what this is. This is Brendan Gallagher. He's an assistant captain with the Montreal Canadiens. He's one of the leaders. This is a 1-goal game. The Habs have a 1-goal lead over the Edmonton Oilers in a game where the shots are 25-22, so it's real tight, not just on the scoreboard, but also on the shot clock. And it's in the 3rd period. There is not that much time left in regulation here. We have seen hooks and slashes and interference and boarding and all kinds of things in the 3rd period where all of a sudden the refs, they after the game, they have to go find their whistle in the lost and found. And they called that a penalty. Now you can look at it and call it a dumb penalty on Brendan Gallagher's part. And I don't know, I kind of see the argument. It is fairly blatant what he did. But let me ask the question then. What's wrong with what he did? Like, how could this be avoided, right? Okay, number one, Brendan Gallagher could not lift the stick of an Oilers bench player onto the ice. Okay. Suggestion number 2. Keep your stick on the bench! Like here, I've been fairly open about this. I did not play hockey growing up, so I'm learning now. It has resulted in several hilarious videos of me falling and getting destroyed. But I'm starting to learn and I'm getting better. And one thing I notice I have to keep reminding myself is sometimes I let my stick hang just a little bit over the bench. Like just a little. I'm talking the stick is just hanging over the boards. Drew, show it. Dude, what is this? What is this? It's almost the same as Gallagher's. This dude is basically on the ice. The Oilers essentially have 6 skaters right now. And Gallagher gets called for unsportsmanlike conduct? When are they gonna come up with a use your brain conduct? Keep your stick on the bench! Use your brain! We've seen refs make up calls for whatever they want, especially late in games, offsetting minors for whatever they want. At worst, I think this should be offsetting minors. 1, Gallagher for maybe taking it a little too far, and 2, keep your stick on the bench, brainwave. Like, at what level do you learn this? That's a penalty in a 1-goal game with less than 11 minutes to go in the 3rd? Are you out of your mind? And the reason I bring up Brendan Gallagher being a leader on the Montreal Canadiens and having a letter, I don't think he's got the respect of some officials in this league. He complains a lot. He does. He likes to tell everyone the rules, which we know the league and the officials must love. You know, he watches those videos at the beginning of the season, what he can and can't get away with, the goaltender interference calls and everything, and he likes to talk about it, and sometimes it gets in trouble. And I think for a lot of players in this league, if you're wearing a C or if you're wearing an A, you get the benefit of the doubt in these situations. Brendan Gallagher, I think, gets the opposite. And that's wrong. Dude, if your stick is hanging over the boards so low that it is touching the ice, I think Brendan Gallagher should be able to take that stick and it is now property of the Montreal Canadiens. The Oilers got a power play out of that. Are you serious? Now, the Oilers also got screwed on a penalty call this week, and oh, don't worry, we'll get to that. But this, that's a dang it, man. That's terrible. Tell you what, let's get to it right now. The Edmonton Oilers with a 1-goal lead in the 3rd period against the Washington Capitals. This is how reluctant officials are to call a penalty when a team has a 1-goal lead in the 3rd period. Look at Alexander Ovechkin on Zach Hyman. You tell me this isn't a penalty call.
70 seconds to go in this hockey game. 3-2 Edmonton as Kuznetsov steps in. Oceanic hop over a stick. The net is empty. Hyman can't work himself free. Crowd screaming for a call. None forthcoming. Ovechkin can't get on it. Backstrom will. He'll reload. 50 seconds to play. As he risks it toward the net, it's deflected out of play. Hyman pleading his
huge
case.
missed call. That's ridiculous. It was Ovechkin on Hyman, and watch this. He's gone. He's off to the races. I mean, that's an old. I mean, listen, back in the 90s when I played, that was a good hook. You were allowed to do that. Not nowadays. Gets in there and kind of skis behind Hyman, doesn't allow him to get down strong on his stick, takes the puck away. That's a missed call.
I'm begging anyone to wake up and do their job. That's hooking. That's what that is. There's no controversy here. That's it. That's why all these scenarios where people go, can you imagine if, yes, I can. What if a team got screwed by a call like that? We've seen this countless times in the playoffs, in the Stanley Cup final. What if there was a controversial offside review in the Stanley Cup final? We saw that. What about goalie interference? How about toeing the crease? Any Sabres fans watching? And what happens? Well, Murphy's Law happens. TJ Oshie ties it for the Washington Capitals. And it's a tie game. The Capitals have not been doing well, but they're going to make the playoffs. It's basically just about where they finish in the standings for them. The Edmonton Oilers, a loss in this game could have been catastrophic. They ended up winning this game in overtime, and they're still 1 point out of the playoffs right now. For this blatant Ovechkin hook to not ice the game for the Edmonton Oilers is absurd. That is such a huge dang it. Wake up. And why don't we end with a few of the classics? If you're a goaltender, tend the goal!
It's not momentum, but it's that kind of commitment that... Here's Tuck trying to keep it in. Thompson does. That comes off the half boards. Kakanen's down and out. Skinner with a shot. Rebound, scores! Jeff Skinner ties the game at 3.
Yeah, Jeff Skinner's fired up, and he's letting everybody in the building know how he feels. There's this puck kept in at the line. A bad bounce right there. Jeff Skinner gets one whack at it on the backhand. Second one is blocked by the goaltender. Third one, right there, he puts it right up underneath the bar.
Listen, I know this one hits the ref too, but stay in your net. I know Kakinen is trying to help, but stay in your net. Every member of the Minnesota Wild is in the defensive zone when this happens. Stay in your net. I do like the free kick soccer defense style that the Wild are going for here. Just stand and make a wall and hope for the best. But Jeff Skinner, he knows what he's doing, and he just went around it. That's a dang it. For our next dang it, for some reason we keep talking about tight games in the third period for the Edmonton Oilers, and here's a tied game in the third period for the Edmonton Oilers, and oh boy.
And Carpenter now in Chicago.
Excellent penalty killer too.
Jabbed in by Kubalik, turned over, wired home! Koskinen the giveaway, and Dominic Kubalik puts it upstairs, 3-2.
Yeah, he's not going to miss that one. He's missed a couple tonight. He's had a couple great chances that have been taken away from Mikko Koskinen. This time, though, he gets a gift handed to him, and again, just a sloppy play in the defensive zone. It's Koskinen comes out, puts it off the wall right to Kubalik. It's called shooting yourself in the foot right there. Just tries to play that puck, and we've seen this a few times with Koskinen. I know he's very willing to come out and play the puck, but a few times he just makes a bad judgment with him, and he puts it to the wrong guy there. One times it into the open net.
Okay, this one is this is especially bad. Because look, Mikko Koskinen is panicking because he's got Nurse, but there's also Patrick Kane. Look at his head. Look at his head right now. He doesn't look to see where he's passing this. He doesn't even look. Now, he does a quick shoulder check a few seconds before everything, but a lot can change in hockey in a few seconds, and his passing option is no longer there. Now, you could argue that there should have been a passing option, but if he had simply lifted his head and looked, he would have seen that there wasn't. When you see your goalie leave the net, maybe you should commit to being a passing option for sure, but I think if you're going to pass it at all, look. You want to do some fancy no-look stuff, you make sure you're A, not the goalie, and B, in the offensive zone. Don't do it if you're the goalie, and definitely don't do it behind your own net. That gives the Chicago Blackhawks the go-ahead goal. That's a dang it. And for our last one, it's kind of like the last one. I don't know what Matt Murray's doing here, do you?
Early on in the hockey game, Schmaltz and Keller and Augustus out there as well. Moved along by Dyson Mayo. He'll send it in.
I think that trip that you were referring to is really gonna hurt.
Here's a chance, Keller, and he scores! Clayton Keller! So maybe the turnover by Ottawa will turn the tide.
Yeah, that's just a horrible turnover for a team that grabbed a stranglehold on this game. They score 5 straight, and then they turn it over to the wrong guy, Nick Schmaltz. And he finds Clayton Keller, and that's a play by Murray that just cannot happen. Your team has just bailed you out. And then you cough it up, and we got a tie game once again.
Oh, like, let's be honest, this whole sequence is a disaster for the Ottawa Senators. They're just trying to get out of their own zone. Their best defenseman in Thomas Chabot is just falling over. Can I make a suggestion? If you're a goalie and you realize you're screwed in one of those situations, that's what we've seen. Sometimes you're going to make a miscalculation, okay? And you're screwed. What do you do if you're screwed? You could just stop playing the puck and leave immediately, but, feels like there's a high likelihood that'll end up in your net. You could hurl the puck in front of you, and at very least you see the situation that you're getting yourself into. Or option 3, yeet the puck behind you to God knows what! On this play, Matt Murray chose option number 3, and it didn't go great. That? Yeah. That's dang it. Also, don't do that against the Arizona Coyotes, apparently the hottest team in the entire world right now. So, that is it for this edition of Steve's Dang It. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. If you're a goaltender, tend the goal! And if you have a dang it that you would like us to use, tweet it at myself or producer Drew, #dangit.